the bipartisan support from all the politicians was really exciting. So what were some of the takeaways that you're...
Well, as you mentioned, I think the fact that the 3 elected officials were there is important, and that not only were they there, they were engaged, and they are saying the words we would hope they might say without prompting. That's a really good sign. More importantly for me is the investment the community has made. You had a great turnout today, a wonderful day, and they could have been doing a lot of other things. So a combination of you and your colleagues inviting everyone so that they could get engaged, and them feeling strongly enough about this issue to be here is really important. And then in the breakout groups, when I was listening, and I listened to each one a little bit, and there was a lot of caring, a lot of integrated thinking being shared, and that's generally not the case in this kind of a situation. Generally what comes out in the opening rounds are what are the issues, and some of that came out, of course, in crime and traffic and
alcohol.
all the normal alcohol, right, all the normal things, but integrated through all that were things like, well, what about the whole living system? What about the fact the estuary isn't making it to the bay anymore? And what about the Colorado River not making it to the ocean? And, someone said, maybe we can connect with the underappreciated resources that are in this community that people don't even know are here.
It's very, very true. There are a lot of underappreciated resources. The highlight for me was when we all went back into the auditorium, and I kind of sat down as a spectator in the auditorium, and Chelsea, the high school student, got up and led. And I just had goosebumps, and I had tears in my eyes, because I felt that that is the future generation, and engaging them in this process is one of our most powerful tools.
And she and other peers, I think, and I talked to her, were really encouraged that in some cases their parents, in some cases other adults were here saying the things they were hoping you might say, things that were really encouraging to them. And that's part of this.
Yes.
So the fact that this community dialogue started with them in the room, and now I think I will forecast that they'll go back and tell their colleagues, and so the next meeting will have more of them and more adults, and they know they have a real voice and that you're listening. That's huge.
I feel it's a teaser to really what's to come, and I'm just thrilled to continue the journey, and thank you so much for being a friend, and just really being a humanitarian, and being engaged in our community, because it's really going to make a difference.
So 5 people came up and said, I could start believing when your voice cracked. Up until then, they weren't so sure. They thought it was just, sales or something.
Yeah. Well, you started talking about the future generation. Yeah. And that's, I did the same thing. I sat down, and when I saw Chelsea, I just, that's when the emotion, really came to the forefront for me. And I think that that's something that you and I share, and it's a passion, and it's just deep down in our souls. And I think that, that's why, everybody's here today.
And so that's the way this could expand exponentially, is if we can share that real connection, that passion with others, so they know they can experience that themselves, and they can share it, and then it really does. Then it's like a firestorm, which is what you need right now.
Yeah.
It turns out. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I am as well.